Well, coasters, it's Bruce here, and I've got the pleasure of sitting down with Cliff Sandrey. We're out at Runanga, and Cliff has accepted he's one of the candidates that's accepted the offer from the Coasters Club to do a video, post it up, so that his views can be spread to as many as possible in the Grey District, where he's sitting for the position of Mayor. Thanks, Cliff. Really appreciate it.
Oh, great to catch up.
It is good.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, what's your position? I mean,
Well,
tell me about Cliff Sandrey in his position.
pretty much. I've been self-employed for 35 plus years. Been on the Grey District Council for 13 and a half years. Held different portfolios, waste management, stormwater, on the tenders committee, joint flood wall committee, and pretty much there's been quite a run through the last 13 and a half years.
It's been that long?
Yeah, and I just find I was getting a bit dismissive of where I was, and through the support of quite a few people that have pushed me a wee bit, I've decided, hey, why waste that experience and just walk away. Let's finish the job and go from there as well. You know?
I have to say, I read your article. The article was produced in the Grey Star,
Yep.
and I have to tell you, it was one of the best I've ever read.
Excellent. Yeah, I appreciate that.
It was, there's so many things in there that just run through.
Yeah. I mean, spades a shovel and Runanga.
Of course.
And, that's how it is. You know, like we tend to overlook the place we live in. You know, it's a fantastic place. I couldn't live anywhere else. I've been a fair way around the world. I've got daughters in Canada and the States, and I've got two daughters here that work in the shop. And you know, I find it hard to go anywhere and then wonder why you live there. You know, to me, this place is magic. But you know, we're under the hammer for making it affordable to live here, and infrastructure is what we need. We've got all of the things in place to actually get by comfortably without actually having to invest in the next 3 years too heavily on new projects. What we've got to do is catch up with our deferred work, and it's deferred for a lot of reasons. We have applications for NZTA, for example, and things like that we're waiting responses on, so this work's budgeted for and the money's sitting there. We need to do that. We need to make the place completely affordable for people who live here and make it as good as we can, as good as what it is. You know?
So you talk a lot about core services.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Core services, basically the infrastructure, the footpaths, the roading, the bridges, sea erosion that's becoming a problem, just everything in general, everything that's in the ground. You know, we've spent a lot of money on infrastructure already. We've got the rec centre, aquatic centre, all that up and running, and fantastic assets for our community. The reality is we need to make sure that we invest into the future. The current 10-year plan adopted by council puts that fair and square a direction that we need to head, and that is, let's pay as much debt off as possible, let's invest in our infrastructure for the future, make sure we're up to speed, and from that we should be able to develop partnerships through with all of the other councils, the BPA, Mapira, local iwi. We've got to bring everybody on board so that this is affordable into the future. We will struggle because, especially with the regime happening at the moment, we're getting 84. We've already got 84% of the land tied up. There's some investment gone in through the PGF fund to advance different things with DOC. We've got to all work as a team to make it happen, and without that, we just won't get across the line. We need to be strongly into lobbying the government for the quality of life that we expect here and have a right to have.
Cliff, one of the things that comes through loud and clear is that our ratepayers get they get a hammering every year with a rate increase,
Yep.
and yet 95% of that increase is on things that are sent down from Wellington,
Yep.
like this latest round of nonsense. Our ratepayers are going to have to pick up the cheque for that. What do we do?
Well, what we've got to do is stand together and actually lobby very strongly in the direction. We have this one plan coming up. It's a very expensive exercise. And if we cut back the timing of that from 5 years to 3.5, I know it's an expense that we have to go through, but we can in reality get it to the position where we get a benefit from doing that. So as one voice, we can go forward. If we don't stand together and all go in different directions, we're going to all have separate goals and achieve very little. We've got to be one.
Yeah, greymouth's becoming substantial in the area of fishing.
Yep.
And I've just been down the wharf there. I can't believe how much growth and buildings being built. And
well, I mean, the basics of any economy have to be use of primary industry. I've never seen an economy in the world that has developed and gone forward without primary industry behind it.
Yep.
We've got tourism here, we've got great potential with tourism. It's certainly a huge part of the way forward. But without primary industry, we can't solely rely on it. We don't have enough of the population to have enough of a voice. And, you know, the coast is not going to be the VG garden for the rest of New Zealand. We have to be able to live there and earn a decent wage so that we can sustain ourselves.
we talk about resilience on the coast. We talk about in Buller, Grey, Westland. We get a big earthquake. Your port
Yep.
is going to be a major part of what we do
Absolutely.
when it hits.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Any ideas down there?
Oh, I think, you know, like obviously we've had issues with dredging. We've been lucky enough to get PGF money to
Well, that was good, wasn't it?
It actually was a very effective use of PGF money.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
And I mean, overall, there's always been the Blue Highway in existence throughout New Zealand. And, you know, with different things that we've been going to have happen, Pike River was going to be one of those things that was going to boost our port by exporting coal. Unfortunately, we all know what happened there. To get raw product over the line and over the bar is, you know, one of the things that would be an asset that we can build. The fishing industry has been a huge contribution of late, like I said. The investment that Tallies and Westfleet have actually put in there
Huge, isn't it?
is huge, you know. And it's great to see the confidence for them to be investing in that level.
Well, Cliff,
you know, we need more of it.
we're getting a significant revival in alternative minerals.
Yeah.
Like the garnet from just south of Hokitika is 150,000 tonnes a year.
Yeah.
At the moment they're talking about trucking it to Timaru.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it go through the port?
Absolutely.
You know, there's a major resource of garnet being discovered at Hunts Beach.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
How's it going to be handled? You know, you look at ilmenite's back on the table.
Yep.
Right up towards Punakaiki.
Yeah.
Fantastic, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Lithium.
I mean, as science and technology is advancing, you know, this is a veggie garden. But, you know, it's our veggie garden. We need to be the ones that are getting the reward for the removal of these primary industries, primary products. You know, like we've constantly seen coal out of the coast, and it's cyclable, it's up and down, and completely dependent on what else is happening in the world at the time. But the change has to be slow. It can't be an instant reaction to do things differently. You know, we've got to have alternatives to keep people living here, to keep quality of life as high as it needs to be.
It's got to be a 50-year transition, doesn't it? Not a.
We can't just automatically change overnight.
Now, what did you think of the Waidaha mine decision? Waidaha power station decision?
Oh, unfortunately, we're in a situation where everything's getting determined by different groups, and the reality is, that's what I say about our voice, you know, our voice isn't heard loud and strong enough. The compensations made by Westpower along the way from what they were originally putting in place to what they actually settled for to go forward with the project has been huge. You know, they've reduced what their overall concept was to satisfy everybody pre that going before government for approval. Everybody had basically agreed, and then there's a change to it. I mean, I remember in '78 when Dillmanstown came on the stream. You know, that was at the time that was absolutely huge. I think from memory, we were actually selling 25% of what we produced back into the national grid after Dillmanstown.
Amethyst is the same.
Yeah.
And it just seems an absolute tragedy.
Oh, hey, we need these projects. We need jobs. We need growth, and we need self-sustainability. You know, especially when it comes to electricity, we've got some of the most expensive power in the country.
Yeah.
Yet we've got everything at our back door to actually produce it. You know, we've got to see some common sense in this somewhere.
So let's say 12th of October. You might have had a beer on the 11th, sitting there waiting. 12th, about 1 o'clock, phone rings and Pretorius says, Mr. Mayor, when can we meet?
Yep.
What's your first steps? What are you going to do?
The first steps are really to sit back and have a close look at exactly where the position we're in. Going forward, we need to, like I say, the way forward is for everybody to get on the same page. So it'll be have a ring around and meet the other candidates that have been successful and plan a way forward from there. I mean, initially, we've got to have partners, we've got to have it going, and start at the start and work to the end.
And work it from there. And of course, you know, I love your concept of the coast truly working together.
Yeah.
You know, it's no other way, is it?
There isn't an option, you know, like we've all got something to contribute, and that needs to be capitalised on. So working together is our only way forward, as I see it. We've all got a wish list. Is it achievable? Who knows? But I mean, the reality is, unless we actually sit down and work it out, it isn't achievable. So to me, that is the only way forward.
So Cliff, as we wind this interview up, do you have a strong message to the people of the Grey District to tell them why they should vote for you?
Pretty much, like I say, the reason I'm standing was basically I want to utilise the 13 and a half years that I've had on council to the good of the district. To me, it makes good sense to be solid and go forward, you know. I don't see any other way other than to work together and go forward. We need to communicate, we need to talk, and we need to progress.
Pretty exciting times coming.
Absolutely.
Well, Coasters, that's Cliff Sandrey. He's sitting for the position of Mayor in the Grey District Council in the 2019 elections. And Cliff, thank you so much for agreeing to share your views. I'm sure they'll be appreciated, and the very best of luck.
Thanks very much. No problem.
We'll catch you later.
Cheers.